Hey, this is David McCree, CPA, the nonprofit tax guy. I want to talk to you today about public availability of Form 990. I get questions from time to time from people saying, how can I find Form 990 for such and such an organization? And it's really pretty easy, so that's what this video is about. The first place you can go, first place I'm going to talk about, it isn't necessarily the first place you're going to go, but is GuideStar.org. GuideStar.org. Now, this is a site that grabs the Form 990s from the IRS and digitizes the information and puts it up on their website. And you can get a free account, and you can see it up on the screen right here. Here's the address, GuideStar.org. And I am signed in, so I have a free account. There's a lot of data here that can be analyzed. If you get a professional account and you pay money, it is not cheap. GuideStar has a lot of data, but they're not cheap. So what do? You come on to GuideStar.org and you sign up for a free account, and then you can search for your organization. The best way to search is usually with the employer ID number, if you know it. Here I'm just going to do kind of a generic search on Hospice and see what it turns up. Okay, and you can see they've given us an expanded advanced search box over here, and with many choices. You can also see that these organizations are members. And when you're an organization and you become a member of GuideStar and you pay at various levels, you can go in and really talk about your organization and make disclosures about your organization, and why you should donate and what all good things they do and all that. So very worthwhile for an organization that has some money to spend. But we're just looking for a 990, so let's look at Hospice of the Florida Suncoast. Here it tells us they have $99 million in gross receipts in their last tax return, $53 million in assets. And we'll just click on that. It says they're a gold member. Okay, and you can see all this information was added by Hospice. Okay, GuideStar does not do that. If you're not paying, then there's just a bare bones disclosure on here. Shows here that their ruling year, in other words, when they become tax exempt, when their tax exemption was recognized, was 1978. Has their employer ID number there, and here is the 990 link. So we click on Show Forms 990, and as required by law, they're showing the last 3 years that were filed. Now, I believe that if you are a paying member of GuideStar, you can get more than the last 3 years. Okay, I'm not absolutely sure about that because I'm not a paying member. Like I said, it is expensive, but I believe that's the case. So we'll just click on one of these, and you can see it loads up. This is their 2015 Form 990 for the year ended 9/30/2016, and you can scroll through it and have a great time. Okay. Now, where else can you find information? Well, if you go to the Foundation Center, okay, the address is here, 990finder.foundationcenter.org, and that will take you directly to their 990 finder. It will find 990s or 990 PFs or both. And what I'm going to do, and again, my preferred way of searching is with your employer ID number. That is usually the best way. Here they give you an option to actually search for a specific fiscal year. And let's just do a, you know what, let's go back and grab the Hospice employer ID number. And we'll put that in. And they don't want any dashes. So we're going to do a find and see what they give us. Okay, so now here we have 2013, 2014, and 15, and we can click on any one of these, and it will open it up. Okay, so this is the fiscal year ended 2015. One of the things I notice both the IRS and it looks like Foundation Center does is they confuse the accounting year with the tax year. Okay, this is the 2014 return for the year ended 9/30/2015, and they're calling it the 2015 return. So there could be some confusion about that. Another place, and this is free, the Foundation Center is free. Okay. The next place would be ProPublica. ProPublica.org has a nonprofit explorer. Okay, and the address is projects.propublica.org/nonprofits. Okay, and you could just do a search on Google for ProPublica Nonprofit Explorer, and it would come up. So let's do the same thing here, and it looks like, let's see, probably with an advanced search you could do an employer ID number. Let's see. There. Let's see if they'll take the dash. There it is, Hospice of the Florida Suncoast. And this is, I really like this, actually. If you scroll down, you can see all of the important information from their this would be their 2014 return, fiscal year ending of 2015. And then the 2014 and the 2013 and the 2012 and the 2011, they go back quite a few periods. So good resource there. Very good free resource. They also have some other options here. You can get the raw XML data if you're a number cruncher and you like that sort of thing. And this is, again, ProPublica.org. Now, sometimes you'll ask for a Form 990 from an organization, and they'll tell you, go jump in the lake. We're not giving it to you. Well, it just so happens that Internal Revenue Code Section 6104 requires that the last 3 years of the Form 990s that were filed have to be made available to the public. If you don't, they will come after you. If you're a tax exempt organization and you refuse to comply with a request to view your 990 or 990 PF, the IRS will come after you. I actually worked an audit once from an organization that someone claimed was untrue, but someone claimed that they refused to provide their Form 990 for review, and the IRS came in with guns blazing, and not really, but they were. It was an unfriendly audit, but it went fine, and everything was well. So let's look at this 6104 D. This is A. So let's scroll down to paragraph D, little d. Where is it? Here. So it says, in general, in the case of an organization described in subsection C or D of Section 501 and exempt from taxation under Section 501A, or an organization exempt under Section 527. Okay, these are the things that they have to make available publicly. The annual return filed under Section 6033, and that relates to Form 990. Any annual return filed under Section 6011, which has to do, that's the 990T. And of course your application for tax exempt status is also open, and so on and so forth. And it expounds on that further. You know that you can charge a reasonable fee. The organization can charge a reasonable fee to the person who's requesting it. Say, you know, $15 and we'll give you a copy. You have 30 days if they request it in writing, but if they request it in person, this is the thing, you have to provide them with a copy immediately. So if they walk into your office and say, I want a copy of the last 3 years of your Form 990, the organization has to provide it right away. Now, there is a 3-year limitation that's right here. You only have to make the last 3 years available, and there are some exceptions. You don't have to disclose the names of your contributors that are on the Schedule B unless you're a private foundation. And if you said, there's also limitations if you suddenly have like a harassment campaign where you have 100 people demanding a copy. That's considered a harassment campaign, and compliance with such request is not in the public interest. Okay, so that's that. Now, suppose the organization that you're requesting a Form 990 from refuses. Well, then this IRS web page will tell you, it tells you everything you need to know about public disclosure and what your recourse is against an organization that won't cooperate. Okay, and this is the address up here. I will zoom in on that so you can see that. The 2 points that are particularly interesting are here. What are the penalties? Item number 12. What are the penalties for failure to comply with the disclosure requirements, and who must pay them? Okay, and then if a request for copies of exempt organizations' documents is not fulfilled, to whom may the requester complain? Well, you're going to complain to the IRS. If you click on that link, you'll get the address. I haven't clicked on this link. Let's see what that's there. What are the penalties? Well, it looks like they're about the same as the Form 990 late filing penalties. Responsible persons of a tax-exempt organization who fail to provide the documents as required may be subject to a penalty of $20 per day for as long as the failure continues, to a maximum of $10,000 for each failure to provide a copy. There is no maximum penalty for the failure to provide a copy of an exemption application. Interesting. So, if they ask for a copy of your Form 1023 and you can't provide it to them, $20 a day forever is what it looks like. So this could be an issue. Keep in mind that if you have been in existence and tax exempt since before some date in 1969, I can't remember, July something 1969, I'll have to look that up, but if it's before 1969 that you were formed, that law does not apply to you, that you have to provide a copy of the exemption application. Okay, and actually the audit that I was just telling you about, that's what happened. The IRS auditor demanded a copy of the exemption application, and they didn't have it, and the auditor was really upset and threatening them, you know, with all kinds of things. And I just happened to have remembered that I read something, and I managed to dig it up right in front of the auditor, the law showing that they were exempt from that because they were formed before 1969. So that was a big win from me. That's probably more than you wanted to know about public disclosure of Form 990 and how you find a copy and what happens if an organization doesn't provide it. So have at it. Happy hunting. Thanks for listening and watching.